the OnePlus Nord watch. It's a pretty basic watch. Sure, it's from OnePlus, but from the non-premium category, or rather the more affordable category, which is the OnePlus Nord, and hence the budget pricing of 5,000 rupees. But is it worth 5,000 rupees? You'll decide that after the video. From a distance, it'll look like an Apple Watch. Very similar form factor, squarish shape, rounded edges, and a button which looks like a crown. But then as you get closer, it looks more like itself. It does have a metallic frame, which is surely more durable than plastic, but then it has a glossy finish. And as you use it, it might collect some scuffing and it may lose that shine. But then at this price point, it's completely normal and something you do have to live with. There's a clicky button here which you can use as back gesture. It does look like a crown that can be turned, but it doesn't really have any functionality like scrolling. There are other watches in this price segment that do that though. The strap that you get in the box is very average. It does feel a bit plasticky to me, and if I were you, I would definitely order in some additional straps because these are like standard 20mm detachable straps. Also, I've got the midnight black here, but there's also a deep blue which is quite different and you could go for that. Now this design is IP68 water and dust resistant, so sand, general dirt, sweaty exercise, rainfall, swimming, this will stay protected. But do note that water damage is not actually covered under warranty. I don't want to comment on the fit really because that would really just vary so much. It will depend on your wrist size, general temperature and humidity around you, and how tight you wear the watch. But if I really had to say, it's okay. It's not the best out there, but it surely is lightweight. The charging port is right here, and this is the cable that you're supplied with. Just connect to any USB port, slap it on behind, and it takes about an hour or two to fully charge. And we'll talk more about the battery life towards the end. And now coming to the display. It's probably the second best feature of this watch after battery. The display is AMOLED, super bright and colorful, and it has a very good touch response. The display is also very sharp. Text or any kind of content looks very crisp. It's 60 Hz, so it's smooth for sure. Response to touch is also very good, and I don't feel any lag or any kind of slowdown while I'm using it, which is how it should be. And so display-wise, it's actually quite good. Now let's quickly touch upon the connectivity and compatibility. It connects to iPhones and Android phones using the nHealth app. And connecting is very seamless. It barely takes like less than a minute. But there are two very big misses in this watch. First, there's no Bluetooth calling. You do get the notification that you have an incoming call, but you cannot answer and have a conversation through the watch. And second, there's no inbuilt GPS tracking. So tracking your runs, your walks, or your cycling will depend on the GPS of the connected smartphone. And in this price segment, there are quite a few other smartwatches that offers all of these things built in. But let's talk about tracking, or rather monitoring capabilities of the Nord watch. So it can monitor heart rate, stress levels, and oxygen levels, and even sleep. The heart rate monitor and SpO2 levels are about as good as on the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, which is nearly 10 times more expensive than the Nord watch. Of course, I have to add the disclaimer that none of these watches are or should be used for medical purposes. The data is at best indicative. Even the overall sleep tracking data is very close on both the watches. You can see that on both nights, the total hours of sleep tracked are nearly identical. But then the advanced metrics such as deep or light sleep or even REM duration are not as accurately tracked on the Nord watch. Alright, now let's come to the software and overall user experience. So it's running on RTOS or real-time OS, which can run very limited apps that it comes installed with and offers very limited functionality. But that's also what makes it very lightweight and you get very lag-free and smooth performance. But do note, this is very unlike Google Wear OS, where you get like a very rich app ecosystem and you can, install or uninstall apps at will. You can't do that on these watches. Most apps are either health and workout tracking apps or minor utility apps like calendar, alarms, stopwatch, timers, weather, and calculator. You get about 100 watch faces and you can't install more unless OnePlus issues them through a software update. Also, you cannot customize them in terms of the information they show or the colors they have. The watch face can be changed either from the smartphone or by long pressing the dial on the smartwatch. Now you can control frequent watch settings if you swipe from top. All of these are customizable, as in you can decide their order and whether they should show up or not. All notifications can be read if you swipe from bottom up, and you can only view them, not reply to them. And then there are some widgets on the side that monitor heart rate, stress levels, SpO2, and sleep. Again, what widgets show up here are not customizable. Tapping the button will quickly show your app library. And if you don't like this view, you can change the way it is listed from under Settings. The watch can auto-detect walking and running by itself and start tracking, but other 105 exercises would need to be manually tracked. There are some basic functionalities like raise to wake, find your phone, theater mode, so those are quite handy. And so as far as the software goes, that's pretty much about it. But let me touch upon the N-Health app as well. So all the tracked data gets stored in this app. You can go and look at your step and calorie counts in the past from here. If you go into sleep tracking, you'll be able to glance your sleep averaged over a week, a month, and even a year. And the same holds true for steps, calories, heart rate, and so on. And FYI, obviously there is no AI assistant where you can just throw voice commands and set up timers or create reminders. Can't be expected at this price point. And now I just want to quickly touch upon the battery life, which I think is easily the best feature of this watch. So with all notifications turned on, I could go on for about 9 days without charging this even once. And I think that's a very easy battery life to work with, because for about a week, 10 days, you don't have to put it to charge at all. And if you don't use it at all, like just on standby, you can get up to 30 days as per the company's claim, which I think is, again, simply brilliant. So overall, it's a very average watch. There's a certain comfort of quality and standard when you see a watch from OnePlus, so that definitely helps. The UI is smooth and using it feels very snappy. But in terms of features, it's lacking in a few things as compared to other watches in this price segment, as pointed out in the video. But then if you're already in the OnePlus ecosystem and you rely on the OnePlus standard, and you don't really care about Bluetooth calling or GPS tracking, then definitely this is a safe watch to go with. Alright, that's pretty much it guys about the OnePlus Nord watch. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section. And as always guys, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification icon. I'll see you guys in the next one.